Hi, I'm Janelle Wilson. I'm the Assistant Campus Life Editor for The Rocket, and we are here with Jimmy Tatro, YouTube star and featured in Grown Ups 2 and 22 Jump Street.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Your character usually takes on the persona of a typical frat boy or just a general bro. How does that relate to your own personality?
I mean, I like to play a lot of characters that I make fun of, you know. Mm-hmm. I like to make fun of certain characters that are a little ridiculous. And, you know, just being around the fraternity life in college. So I used to make a lot of I used to make fun of a lot of those typical frat type characters, and it was pretty easy because I was in that setting. So yeah, it was just a pretty easy character to take on.
Were your characters based off of real people that were in your fraternity?
Yeah. The frat guy character was actually based on this guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but his name was Glenn, and he was just so ridiculous, and he used to just make the most ridiculous statements, and he was serious about these things, you know. And I was so new to this whole college fraternity life. I was just like mind blown, like, oh my god, he's for real. Like, he is literally serious about the things he's saying. And I kind of started developing like all these quotes that were just kind of like things I would say making fun of this guy. And I kind of started writing them down and then like put them all into one video. And that was how Frat Life was born.
Was there a specific moment where you'd realize how popular you'd become as an entertainer?
I don't know. It was very like a slow build. It wasn't necessarily like, obviously the first video kind of blew up, but looking back on it blew up in my mind then, but it wasn't as big as I thought it was. Like, I had like 100,000 views and I was like, whoa, like 5 days, 100,000. But now it's like, if I got 100,000 views in 5 days, I'd be pretty pissed, you know. So it was like a slow progression. But I'd say like the one moment when I kind of was like, oh wow, people actually care about these videos a lot, was when I was at VidCon a couple years ago, and this girl started crying, and I was just like, whoa, like, why are you crying? She's like, I'm just so happy. And I was like, wow, well, that's really cool. Like, this girl's that happy. I was just kind of like, wow, that's cool.
And what was your weirdest encounter with a fan?
Oh man, there's been so many weird encounters, because so many people think that I'm like that, actually, you know, that frat guy, and they think that there's certain things that they could say that would, like, you know, make me, like, if they think that if they could come up to me and say something like, yo, dude, I can outdrink you, they think I'm gonna be like, whoa, yeah, dude, you drink too. And in reality, I'm just kind of like, all right, man, I'm just kind of chilling, just kind of trying to be casual right now. But I don't know, there's so many like random weird encounters. Like, people just, like, there's been some weird ones where people like come up to me on the street and like expect me to just start making them laugh like right away. Be like, Jimmy, and I'm like, hey. They're like, you're Jimmy. And I'm like, yeah, I am. And they're just like, what the hell? They like start getting mad. I'm like, I'm like just trying to grab a cup of coffee, and now you're getting pissed because I'm not putting on a show right now? Jesus. Where's
been the strangest place you've gathered inspiration from?
That's a tough one. I get inspiration from so many things that, like, I see and do. I mean, like, I get inspiration from everything. Like, you know, when I'm watching TV, when I'm watching, like, just scrolling through channels, like, seeing the names of reality shows. It's like hearing the way people talk and just being in so many different settings and stuff. And it's like, I just kind of, like, every situation I'm in, I kind of just, my mind just automatically just kind of tries to put a funny spin on whatever's going on. So I don't know really how to pinpoint like the most random, because it's like, I don't know, everything that I see just kind of inspires me in a different way, just because there's so many different things that need to be made fun of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. After garnering fame from YouTube and your success on Vine, you've been featured in both Grown Ups 2 and 22 Jump Street. Do you prefer to create and perform your own material or perform in movies?
I definitely get a lot more satisfaction out of making my own stuff, but it is, to be honest, it's a lot easier to be in movies and like do that kind of stuff, because you're only doing one thing, you know, like all you need to do, if you're scheduled, you just need to show up, act, read your lines, do that whole thing. Whereas when I'm making sketches, it's like, you know, I gotta write it, I gotta produce it, I gotta be in it, I gotta edit it, and it's just so much more of a process. So it's definitely a lot easier to like be in movies. It's a lot more fun to just do the whole movie thing, but I get a lot more satisfaction out of creating my own stuff, because that's the things that I'm like really passionate about.
Yeah. What's your favorite memory from shooting 22 Jump Street?
There's a lot of good memories because we shot it in New Orleans, so that's just a crazy place. But to be honest, my favorite memory probably came like at the premiere after parties when we were all bowling with the cast, having a great time. But on set, my favorite moment was it was the first day of shooting, and I get to set, and it was a scene. It was me and Jonah, and we're like at Rush, and he's trying to see my tattoo. Like I had some tattoo, and I wasn't really prepared for the amount of improv he was about to hit me with, and I was just like, whoa, okay, all right, sorry, I need to be on point right now, because he just starts going on this just tangent on like completely unscripted, all lines that are funnier than the actual script, and you got to just keep up with that. And it was just really cool for that to be my first day on set, just getting to improv back and forth with Jonah Hill, who's just like one of the best at improv in the game right now. So that was a really cool experience.
Was a lot of 22 Jump Street improv?
So much of 22 Jump Street was improv. Like before they edited it down, that movie probably would have been like 5 hours, just because everyone just keeps going. Like especially with Jonah, like he just keeps going and going. It gets to the point where he's just like trying to make you laugh. And there was one time I finally just like broke, and I was just like, whoa, what did you just say? That was ridiculous. And then everyone kind of started laughing too. But yeah, there's a lot of improv in that movie, and that's some of the best lines came from improv.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
This is Jimmy Tatro.